But I'll give my best. Was one of the earliest Christian places of the German lands, and there has been a church here already in the 500s when the Roman Empire turned after the Roman Empire had turned Christian, and it became a cathedral after a bishop was sent here. Because the cathedral is defined as the home church of a bishop, and that happened in the early 700s. And there were several cathedral buildings here which always had to be made larger because of Passau growing. And this cathedral here was built after a fire. The fire took place in 1662, burned down. No, it did not burn down, but it caused a lot of harm to the cathedral which was here before. So you have to imagine what was left here was more or less a ruin, the walls and the columns. Okay? And then they used the walls and the columns and hired architects from Italy in order that they should design the new Baroque style cathedral. And what is a typical feature of the Baroque style is that it's simply very ornate. It's a bit unfortunate that so much of the cathedral is covered by scaffolding, but this way we can see how it all looks. A lot of stucco decoration, beautiful fresco painting, marble side altars with stucco figures around and paintings in the middle. And they needed Italians to do that because the local people back then were not capable of doing that yet. And the Italians managed to build their church within 30 years. Okay? And that's pretty efficient given how long it took to build other churches. And the most difficult things to do were those things which we see up there, the stucco figures, the fresco paintings, because they all were done up there, okay, while they were on scaffoldings. And the problem is the scaffoldings were wooden, took away many of the sources of light. So in order to paint the paintings, they were standing there close with their faces to the paintings, painted into wet plaster, and they barely had any light. Therefore, apprentices were standing around the painters, illuminating everything with candles. Okay, that's not such a steady light as a modern electric light grants, but they made it, and it was absolutely worth hiring these Italians doing that, because they of course had helpers from here, from Passau, from Germany in general, and the Germans who helped the Italians studied what they did, of course. And after their church was finished, many Baroque-style churches popped up in our county, built by those Germans who learned from the Italians how to do it. This cathedral referring to Saint Stephen's the Martyr. You will be in some days in Budapest, Hungary, and there the guides will talk about their Saint Stephen's, which was the first Christian king of Hungary. Not to be confused with Saint Stephen's from the Bible. Okay, that's the Saint Stephen's which gives the name to their church. The early Christians were persecuted, and the first one who got killed because of being Christian was Saint Stephen's, and the way he had to die was he got stoned to death. So they threw stones at him. Look at the altar, shows several figures, one in the middle, that's Saint Stephen's, to the left and right, two standing figures, each having a stone in their hand. And that should be a symbol for the stoning of St. Stephen's, according to how it is described in the Holy Bible. So we've been now hearing the organ for a little while, by the way, much less loud than I thought it would be, because it doesn't play it in its full capacity. And we're now hearing the main organ playing in the middle, but there is two side organs in the back as well. Where the altar is, the St. Stephen's altar, there is a round corner at the left, another organ, and there's a fifth organ in the hollow attic. The last painting you see there, the last oval one before the scaffolding begins, there is a hole with a golden grill in the middle. Above there is the fifth organ. And they've laid over 100 miles, almost 100 miles of electric cable in the attic, in order that one organist can play all 5 organs together. What is not happening at the moment? At the moment, he's playing the back organs of the pipes which are behind the main organ. I know that because I've been here pretty often and I know how that organ works. But at noon, the organ will be played in its full capacity, meaning all 5 organs together. And the nice thing is, the music comes from behind, from the front, and from the top. And that's what you don't find in any other church in the world. And as a tour guide, I'm used to questions like, is something worth it? And it's always a matter of preference, of course. We have, for example, a glass museum here, and I've seen people coming out absolutely delighted. Some said, not really my cup of tea. With the organ, it's like that. If you're just remotely interested in music, it's absolutely worth it. If you don't like music at all, then it isn't. Okay? But I think 99% of the guests which attended the organ concerts were pleased and delighted by it, and I think that would apply for most of you as well. All right. Organ to be found in a cathedral with 17,989 pipes.
You see there is a date written up there. Germany, Austria, and Czech.
The road is low. Okay? That flood was caused by extensive rainfall. It's no longer from the mountains. The road is very... The 83 3 million people which live in Germany live in a landmass such as Montana. So
One
Germany
state.
Germany is not bigger than Montana. But the costs for bridges, for roads, for upkeeping things are lower per individual. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's more living
It's not supporting
closer
the
together.
whole United
And
States and
that's,
bridges and roads and
you can simply compare what the state, what expenses a government has per capita. And for example, the infrastructure per capita in the United States are 5 times higher than in Germany. 5 times is a striking difference.
Yeah.
Ship from the mountains to here. Some of it stayed in the city in order to preserve the city's own food, whereas most of the salt was shipped from here as prayer and their sins are officially forgiven.
321 steps. You get to the top of the Lord's Prayer, your sins are forgiven.
And yeah, our cathedral has the same name, and you'd think, all right, okay, this is Vienna, it's a capital, it's really large and everything, but our cathedral is named after it, but actually it's the other way around, so due to it belonging to the Diocese of Passau. Originally, the city was founded by a Celtic settlement stretched on your right-hand side on this main peninsula of Passau. After Christ, the Romans came here, as they, you know, tended to do back then in all of Europe, and did what they did is rather blue, glacial blue, you might say. These intermingle, obviously, and going along, it just becomes the Danube. However, when we get back, I can promise you all that you will see the river in blue.
I know, he's sniffing. He thinks there's a carrot there. People must come with
The sound.
Once you're done,
The Black Death, the plague, spread throughout Europe and wrought havoc among the population. And it also caught the poor farmers that originally lived here, so they died of the plague. And in 1654, the family Annesleder took over this estate and turned the place around. They originally started also farming and cultivating the fields. You know, they had pigs and some cows, but mainly pigs, classic Bavarian farms. And, after the Second World War, this all changed, all right? So they had to look for new business branches to expand out on because, you know, agriculture wasn't any so much lucrative as it used to be. They used to have a brick oven here, which they then transformed into a sawmill because part of the estate, part of the territories around the estate, are a lot of woods, as you might have been able to see. You know, there's a lot of trees around here. So they chop them down and chop them up and sell the wood, you know, nice. Well, this wood is actually from the surrounding forests. I believe most of it is spruce. That's what we use for construction here, but also for the sturdier things we use the famed broom oak. Want to get there, right? No, I'm kidding. We've got all the time in the world, but I think you're all thirsty, aren't you?
How many horses have you got?
It's about 50 horses. It's about. We do that. The three majors, the three majors from the Bible, right? People dress. Let's go to the garden. White, like. Guess you get it wrong. Exactly, that's the date. There's no country name. It is the date when the cathedral was founded. I mean, this is basically on the internet.
Because our house has tile roof, but it's got sheet roof.
So the family symbol is the oak. That's why they called it Goose Island. Also, we've got quite a few oaks around this place. So that's basically the main thing. Originally, wine and potatoes. And that's sea horse as well, right? Anyone sea horse?
Does she have a name? He picks up oats.
Can we not touch this wire there? We have their reception here.
No.
Exactly. So now we're going to follow along this route right here. You can see these areas, you know, with all the sand and everything. That's where they practice the jumping, you know, with the horses. You might be able to see some on the second field. There's
Coming. The herd is coming. Hey.
Now here we are. Now, you can all have a seat inside. Beer, you know?
That's good.
Yeah. I'll be bringing it all the time.
You like it? My name is Ernest. I'm the man of the beer. And our music man is Sepp.
Hello?
Hello. And before we tap the barrel, I tell you something about breweries, beer and so in Germany and Bavaria. You must know the most important thing to brew a beer is our Purity Command for beer. This Purity Command for beer is since 1516, over 500 years old. And this Purity Command for beer say, in a good beer is only a good water, hops, yeast and malt, wheat malt or barley malt. Nothing else, no chemical, nothing. So, and in Germany we have around 1600 breweries. 40, 50 big breweries and all other little breweries. And you know, little breweries make the better beer. Yes?
Yes.
I was in USA. I come from Bavaria and I say, Ernest, you drink a beer. And I drink a beer, but not only so, not more. It was a beer from a big brewery. Yes. And the name of this brewery was?
Budweiser.
Yes. It was terrible. This brewery Budweiser in USA has only the name of the original brewery from Budweiser. And Budweiser is from here, this direction, 70 miles. In the Czech Republic, yes? And it's a little brewery, and this brewery make a very, very good beer. So, now you know it. So, and 1,600 breweries alone in Germany. And in Bavaria, we have 660 breweries. Only in Bavaria. You see, Bavaria is the country of the beer. Of the best beer worldwide. Yes? Okay. And
Yes.
in Bavaria lives the loveliest people worldwide. Yes? You see, Roberto, Sepp, and I. So, the most breweries make 7, 8 different types of beer. This one is a light beer with 4.9% alcohol, very good to drink, not so strong. And then we have dark and black beer. This beer has a little bit more malt and is a little bit sweet. Then we have a wheat beer. Wheat beer is very good to drink in summertime now. I like it. And then we have Pils. Pils is a very young beer. We have Pils since 1842, not longer. You must know, a brewer from Vilshofen, this direction 20 miles. His father had a brewery in Vilshofen, and this brewery is also now in Vilshofen, but another name. And Josef Groll, the brewer, goes to Pilsen, this direction 100 miles in the Czech Republic, and this brewery called him, please help us, we make a very bad beer. Okay, Josef Groll goes to the brewery and created the Pils. You must know, in the Czech Republic they have a very good hops, Salzburg hops, and if you had good hops, you can make a good beer, yes? And also, they have a good water. You have a good water, you can make a good beer. So, and all the people was happy at first in Pilsen, then in Bavaria, and now worldwide. What a delicious beer! And now, we drink Pils. In Germany, more in the northern of Germany, and here in Bavaria we drink more light beer and wheat beer. Pils also, but not so much. So, and then we have strong beer. Strong beer is called in Bavaria Bock beer. You know Bock beer? Bock beer has 6.5% alcohol, and Doppelbock 8.5% alcohol. So, if you drink 1 liter, your life left. So, you must know, 1,000 years ago, the most breweries was in a abbey. The bishops say, no brewery in private hand, I get money from my abbeys. For all money for me. So, and in Bavaria lives many Catholics, and 6 weeks before Easter time, we don't eat not so much meat and don't smoke and other good things, not. And the padres say, 1,000 years ago, what can we do? We make a special beer. We make a Bock beer, yes, and they drink 6 weeks long before Easter time, only Bock beer, 6 weeks in delirium. And if you tap the barrel so, Mike, what is?
Open.
Open and?
Close.
And?
And open.
Beer come outside. Yes? It's dangerous for you, yes?
Yeah.
Also be close.
Okay.
Be close. So it's good. So, now a wooden stick for you.
Golly.
Not for your wife. Okay? So, now I show
Use
you.
that on me.
So, you must sew a little bit strong, okay? Not so and not so. So.
Okay.
And please not on my finger.
Okay.
Yes.
You're holding it.
I make it, yes. Stronger, stronger. A little bit, yes. Oh, safties. Congratulations. Oh, now we look. It's good or not good? Mike, for you the first beer. Oh, yeah. You see? Wonderful. Wonderful. So, and Roberto, for you also. Say no beer, no music.
Here's lots of beer.
Seid aufs Gang noch. Bin mir nicht sicher.
My name is Christian Meitzer, I'm the farmer here in Udaiket. And I'm sorry to be a little later. Yes, so in this time, in this year, I have a great problem. I have many work on the farm, in the forest, in the sawmill, and I have no man for working. Yes. I go to ask him by work, he can help me. Okay. Now because the ask him by work in Germany, all the most young men go to university for high school, for high work, yes. And I have no man to help me for working here. You know? I have say Roberto can help me over here. So I'm alone on the sawmill, in the forest, in the farm. So I'm a little later. Oh, I hope you have seen anything on the farm. What is a little? Sorry. You have seen anything? What is a little interest for you? You have seen where we work here in the farm, where we live here on the farm. I hope you have heard anything from the long history from the farm and from the family. Mm-hmm. We would show you here in the hunting lodge anything what we do when you have free time. Yes, we have also free time in Bavaria. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And we don't only drinking beer now. Now I will show you two traditional Bavarian dance. And Ernest will show you two traditional Bavarian games. What we make when we have a little party at the farm. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. When you have a question about the farm, about the family, about Bavaria, you can ask me. My English is not so perfect. Roberto speaks very good. Ernest also. He can translating. Okay?
Okay. You're doing very good.
You know. I forgot. Before I show you the Schuhbutler, I forgot I'm married with my wife, Angelika. She makes the flowers and the decoration of the farm you have seen. Yeah. Beautiful, yeah? Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, I must say she can very, very good cook. Yes. She has a master in cooking. Oh. You can see it, huh? She cooks very, very good, yes. Yes, 3 daughters. Barbara is the oldest. She gets the farm. The middle is Franziska. Today she was in university for management for food. Today she's in Bremerhaven. This is near Hamburg. Near Hamburg, the other side of the country from Germany, very wide. And the little is Antonia. She's today in university in Krems for dental. For juice, yes. You go to Krems or come to Krems?
We haven't been yet.
You go to Krems, okay? Yes. So when you will see my daughter, Antonia, say her the best wishes. There's a university for dental is on Krems. At first on the left side, a big white house. It's a university, private university, yes. So you think 3 girls, no boy for the farm? Where is the boy for the farm, or? Roberto. No. Roberto, Yes, we thank you for our president. Yes. Prost, prost, prost. miteinander. Prost.
Prost!
Behind, front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Behind, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Behind, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Behind, front. Yeah, very good. Yeah, very good.
All right.
I must say we have very, very hot trend behind the drinks. As you can see it, we are sweating.
Yeah, we are sweating.
Okay, I am sweating. I'm sweating. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I must say these ladies and these gentlemen have many, many, many talent. And why have we many talent? Why have not say true here in the hunting lodge? Because normally when we begin to train a new Schublattler with my friends, we need normally to begin so a half month to learn a new Schublattler. Because to begin is not so easy to hold the balance and think we go the clapping. Oh, you have learned it in 5 minutes.
We'll see about that.
Yes, and we will show you this. We will show you this. At first, I think we show you the Schublattler with sound music. So can you better see what and where we have learned the Schublattler. You know, next thing we make it with music, okay?
Okay.
Okay. What's up a little slowly? Yeah, not so quick. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Yeah. Hands up. Good. Concentration. Stamp right, foot and here, behind, front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Behind, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Behind, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Behind, front. Behind, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Behind, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Behind, front. Thank you very much. President will give you the certification.
So, ladies and gentlemen, and now you get a license from the little academy. And Bavarian Beer Fest, good like it.
Like it.
So, Paul, congratulations. Mike.
Yes, sir.
Mike.
Yes, sir.
Barbara.
There you go.
That was fun.
There you go. All right.
When we learn a new Schublattler, my friends, you look at first YouTube. So we can learn a new Schublattler. You also.
Okay.
Yes, and you, my Schublattler friends,
Yep.
you must send me a video what you're learning from
I
this.
will
Yeah?
do that.
I'm waiting. Well, we are very, very great. You see, only 5 minutes. Okay? Thank you very much.
At first I tried with a small size. So, you 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa! 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a special. Yes. So, lady, now you. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, the first couple, please. One here, one here. I think you are.
With open close press. Open close press.
Open, close, press.
Yes, I think so. It's good. But in the back.
That's to me.
Okay. Go.
And the music is all better. Yeah, that is good.
Into the buckets.
Yeah. I think you make it good.
He's not. 9, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it.
Oh, we have 235.
For the woodwork in the forest or in the sawmill. Yes, and also on the Charivaris, the farmers and men have money. And we say also riches the men, also more money have on the Charivari.
Mm-hmm. He is too.
They have only 2. Not so many, no. Well, I think money is not so important. Health is important. Yes, I think also, you know. Yes. Yes, in my young days, I have the picture from my girlfriend on my Charivari.
Not anymore. I could object.
What a joke. What a joke, no. My young days, I only searched my wife Angelica. Yes, and hold she over, yes, she's here, 31 years in my heart, yes. Apropos joke, you know what is a joke?
Mm-hmm.
A joke.
Joke.
Joke. Yeah. It's just joke. A joke. Joke. I would say a Bavarian joke. I have it. Okay. A Bavarian joke. A Bavarian farmer, 60 years old, and his wife, also 60 years old, goes in the Bavarian forest to work. After 5 minutes, it's come a fairy from the sky. Fairy, you know? It's come a fairy from the sky, and the fairy says to the farmer and his wife, "You are always very hard work in your life. You have a wish free. The farmer have a wish free, and the wife have a wish free. Wife, what's your wish?" says fairy. The wife sings. Okay, fairy. Fairy, I always very hard work with my man. I have not time to make holiday. I would like holiday. Okay, fairy says, your wish is my command. The fog is coming from the ground. It goes to the sky. It makes bang. And the wife with a watch in her hand from Viking cruise for a trip on Danube for 8 days. Yes. Oh, thank you, Ferry, for the marvelous present. Thank you, Ferry. Now you, farmer, says Ferry, what's your wish? The farmer thinks also. So he looks to his wife. He looks to the Ferry. And he say, okay, Ferry. Ferry, I have a very good wife. She always very hard work with me. Oh, she's so old as I am, 60 years old. And I'm a very strong and a very good man. Okay, Ferry. Ferry, I would like a wife who is 30 years younger as I am.
Bravo.
Not so bravo. This like looks very angry to him. Huh? Okay, our Ferry says, farmer, I say you get the wish, also get your wish. And your wish is me also my command. The fog is also wieder coming from the ground. Goes to the sky, it makes also bang! And the farmer is 90 years old.
That wasn't a fury. We got from the side view.
Good. See, that's the sawmill being apparently used right now. So, did you all have a good time? There's a no. We need more people working here at the farm, so. No, I think it was a blast. I think we emptied a barrel and 2 cases of beer. So. That wasn't too bad. That was a litre per person. So let's see if that river turned blue now. See, that is actually turned. Well, it's named Turnau. It's got 5,000 inhabitants. And it's renowned for its good air, and it's even got a spa there where people go to breathe in the fresh air of the Bavarian forest. So, if you ever feel like having a good sniff of air, that's the place to go. Glad I'm not in the wood business.
Yes.
You know, but these guys seem to be doing fine, you know? It's probably not that bad. Separates the 2 countries. Not perfectly, so there's obviously overlappings of the borders and everything, but generally speaking, the river is the border between the 2 countries. With Austrian gas, because it's a lot cheaper, especially at these prices right now. It does make a difference. of our peninsula. You might get your cameras ready. Not yet, obviously, but almost there. Yeah, see, that's beautiful. You know, they call it the Venice of Bavaria because of its 3 rivers, obviously. And, well, funnily enough, it was most of the architectural style that you can see here was actually built by Italians, because there was a great fire in the 16th century which burnt down a lot of the old wooden houses, so the city had to be rebuilt, and Italian architects came over to, you know, restructure the city. And also our cathedral was very particular. I think it's actually 5, but one's really small. Building, you know, with yellow ornaments, a bit of cupolas, and a large chimney, a very large chimney, kind of an industrial chimney. That is the brewery in Huckelberg, and I think it's got the logo on it as well.
So I have to admit, it's really nice scenery. The air is dry, so you can see really.
The power, they had the authority of the Pope, of the Holy Roman Empire. They had the position of a saint in the ministries of Europe, and they had the soul of Salzburg, when Salzburg became a part of Austria in 1816, the emperor in Vienna just simply said, another one we got to pay for.